this application, the numbers doesn't make sense. But when you start talking about a home, about, this is where you're going to reach your family, that's where you're going to relax, that's where you're going to have friends, this is where you're going to have your private moments with your family, this is where, the connectedness comes together. It is your home, and that's an emotional thing. Grass and flowers and all these things make the emotion, the colors, the way the trees look, your neighborhood. It's all an emotional purchase, and we tend to want to do that in real estate when we're dealing with houses, no matter whether it's a $25 million house or a $93,000 house. It doesn't really matter. We tend to look for that emotional connection and build on that. And that's sort of what and how we human beings function when we are acquiring things for ourselves. We look at stuff in an emotional way and we step away from the business application, the actual logical and common sense of it all. The thing that really
It only solidified his resolve to raise his boys, me and my twin brother. I was blessed with meeting and seeing, and I think it's important, one of the greatest people America had to offer. And I think it's important to say that, and I think it's important, I think it's important to say that return from is not the hell to come home to, okay? We got to make sure that the hell the veterans return from is not the hell to come home to, okay? That's what was promised, and
from the Afghan rebels, and there were very few that made it, and he was one of them. And so, that definitely, man, don't tell me that. I would suggest that an overall amount of people, they tend to want to. Lone Survivor is the name of the Marcus Luttrell movie. Lone Survivor. Thank you, Lee. Lone Survivor. So I mean, we're all looking for something for nothing, huh? Come on now. If you go to 7-Eleven or you see, when I was growing up, people did that kind of stuff. People kind of felt that they needed to follow the rules. That's what we learned. Whatever the rules were, good or bad, rules. Say that, of course, but if I'm wrong that everybody is not experience with that. I own real estate. And a lot of the real estate that I own is an area that is not Beverly Hills. And it's not Pacific Palisades. And folks, over here, that's some very wealthy people, very wealthy areas. It'd be like downtown Manhattan. Quite the opposite of what Scott Bale said. You can. You can get free medical aid here in the state of California. No hospital is going to turn you certainly certainly under the civil platform, tortious. There's it blew my mind, man. I'm rolling down the street trying to find this nightclub. I had a show. I'm in a movie. I've got a couple of movies coming out this year, and one of the movies I'm in is called L.A. DJ 2017. It's going to come out at the end of the year, early part of 2017, and it's all about L.A. DJs over the last 30 or 40 years, since the mid 70s, late 70s, that were part of the hip hop and rap scene, the dance music scene, all the way up to the guys today that are doing the EMD and making $50 million a year doing what we used to movie in Los Angeles, my pal Greg Mack, and he was the afternoon guy and music director at K-Day here in Los Angeles. But Greg Mack and I are in the movie because we were instrumental in a part of the hip hop and rap scene and the dance music scene. But I'm on my way going down through Pomona. I'm in the city of Pomona, right? I'm late. I'm just 10 minutes late. 10 minutes late. I called the guy up and said, I'm just 10 minutes away. You know, and I'm like 45 minutes away, right? I'm 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, man. I'll be there 10 minutes. The 10-minute rule that I can't use anymore. Jesse, so I pulled to the 7-Eleven. Those clothes boxes at Salvation Army and Goodwill. Like, you know, they're the Shaquille O'Neal and the Andre the Giant of post boxes. I mean, all the blue post boxes they're like average, right? Like all us guys, we're average, right? But these post boxes are like giant post boxes. They're huge. They're huge, man. The door inside is like a giant alligator mouth that opens up like a hippopotamus mouth. It's unbelievable how huge these things are. They hold clothes, and you can drop your clothes in there if you don't, you know, giving away your clothes, right? If you have a whole bunch of clothes. So. We don't deal with failed leadership. He's got all these clothes out on the ground by this big giant box. And he's looking around, right? You can tell he's homeless. He's looking around, right? Their families have dealt with the reality of their deaths. And all of a sudden, I see clothes being thrown out the front of this box, like a mailbox, right? And I'm saying, wait a minute, what's going on? Man, right? So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to figure out a way that I can scare the bejesus out of this guy and make him drop the guy in the can. So I sat there and I opened my window and I went, "Hey! Hey!" He turned around and he almost dropped the guy in the can. So he had his one leg, right? Well, he grabs the guy's leg and I said, "Yeah, all right. Hey, man, you got a size 10 cowboy boot in there for me?" So I'm telling you guys, look it, I'm telling you, you can get free clothes if you ain't got no clothes. I just gave you the secret across the country to get free clothes. So you see, look at what Scott Bale said. You know, this country it's not supposed to be about getting free stuff. Well, anyhow, being a real estate person and I own real estate, hey, let's see if we can call our man Booth. So look it. Yes, America is not about free stuff, but it seems like that's where we're at. Everybody's looking for a free handout. Everybody's looking for something for nothing. Do you know how many times I go through my day and somebody begs for money from me and they got $150 sneakers on? That's the first thing I do when somebody begs. I look at their sneakers because they got better sneakers than I got.
Next thing we know,
in that respect, they got better sneakers than I got. And then I usually ask them, "Hey, what about your sneakers? What about my sneakers? Yeah, your sneakers. What about my sneakers? Your sneakers. What about my sneakers? They're better than mine. Where'd you get them? Oh, I bought them from the store. You bought them from the store? And that thinking permeates our society. This is why the schools don't even give A, B, C, D, or F anymore in many school districts across this country. They give a pass or little Johnny didn't pass. But he's a good boy. Okay. Hey, if you don't get rated Hi to Taz, Zarate, Bobby, Cato, Drake. Hey, Bobby, what's happening, brother, man? Love you, baby. Thanks a lot. Juan Garcia for checking in. Jonathan Goldstein's checking in. Thanks a lot, guys. Tracy Elman. These are just some of the people hooking up with us at www.thepowervoices.com. We're here every day. I mean, isn't that like a basic understanding? I mean, don't you feel shameful? I do. And I just despise having to ask sometimes from people, my friends or my family, when I got to borrow. You know?
After that first initial
crazy.
Fight, you know,
This is where we're at with the violence. This is where we're at with the Black Lives Matter thing, the terrorist organization that I think should be renamed just like the KKK. And just like all those other terrorist, jihadist, psychopath idiots. And just like those terrorists.
The airport security in the United States is bad.
And the gang members. I don't care what you say or how you say it.
perimeter. Again, you're looking at 1:30,
you know,
3.5 hours into the attack, and we get the answer.
Getting something for nothing.
Good intel.
Stood his overexuberance on the football field. And then when I read this today, I sat back and this is an A-lister. Okay? And this is what he said about Black Lives Matter movement. He said this in a huge way. I'm going to read to you exactly what he said. We're talking about Seattle Seahawks cornerback Richard Sherman. He is a bona fide NFL superstar. He just made it clear what he feels about the Black Lives Matter thing. See if I can read this.
You know, at this time I had moved from where I was at with Tig and got up on top.
This is what he says.
Building C. Now I was up there with Tyrone.
Robert Sherman says 25. I did not believe this when I heard about it. I watched your video. I worked myself up from Compton High School to a scholarship to Stanford University, and I did it myself. I take pride in what I have accomplished, both as a black man and an athlete. I could have stayed in LA and banged and used drugs and thought that we want to be. That is what is great about America. We are all born with the same chances in life. White or black, you choose to be. A woman abusing racist if you want to be a loudmouth, a gang member. You can be whatever you want to be. I said this on the Lee Michaels show this morning. One of the points I was trying to make, I said, none of us are born black. None of us are born white. None of us are born brown. None of us are born with green polka dots and purple feet. We're just born human beings. We learn our color the minute we drop by those that are around us that teach us in the society. We better make that debate on the Springer show so I can bitch slap
The explosion kind of knocked me back a little bit, and as I stood
your
back
ignorant
up, I
ass.
noticed that Roan was in a fetal position to my left at my feet.
You are what is keeping and making the black race look bad. Now, this isn't me talking, folks.
And my left arm about
This is one of the
6
greatest
inches
superstars
above the wrist was kind
of the
hanging off
NFL
at a 90-degree
today.
angle.